Custom officer faces dismissal over whistle blowing. This is about the Nigerian Custom Service, right? Wow. So let's see. This is about the custom officer that intercepted some petroleum products that were escaping the Nigerian borders towards the Cameroon and Chad. And the custom officer refused to allow the consignment to pass. And then the next thing was to arrest him. And now they're threatening his dismissal for blowing a whistle. After I was saying we don't know who is stealing our product, what is happening to our petroleum. Meanwhile, somebody had now seen one of the leakages and now shouted out they want to punish him for it. So let's see what is transpiring now and what is about to happen to that guy. All right. Falana has said release or charge him to court. That is what Falana is saying, but let's get more details. For daring to expose the alleged diversion of millions of liters of premium motor spirit, otherwise referred to as petrol, into neighboring Cameroon, Niger, and Chad, an officer of the Nigerian Customs Service, John Owombo, has been deranked and may soon be dismissed from the service. Owombo, a superintendent of customs, was attached to the Federal Operations Unit Zone D in Adamawa State, had in a viral video exposed how top officers in the service were aiding and abetting smuggling of refined petroleum products into the African countries. He has since been arrested, detained, and moved first to Bauchi and later to the customs headquarters in Abuja, preparatory for dismissal, instead of utilizing the information to address the current leakage in the sector. Daily, at least 42 million liters of petrol are smuggled out of Nigeria at a resultant cost of about 2 billion naira daily losses. And according to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, in November 2019, the NCS, that is Nigerian Customs Service, announced a directive that restricted petroleum products from being supplied to fuel stations within 20 kilometers of the borders. With millions of Nigerians grappling with periodic fuel shortages, the porous borders spanning over 17,000 kilometers make it possible for the product to be smuggled to these neighboring countries easily. Last week, the National Public Relations Officer of Customs, Deputy Controller Timi Bomodi, said that the officer has since been arrested and awaiting medical evaluation. Why? In a press statement in Abuja, the service said the person in the video is indeed an officer of Nigerian Customs Service and he is currently attached to the Federal Operations Unit Zone D in Adamawa. This incident occurred on Wednesday, 2nd of November 2022 at Malabo checkpoint on Bellel Road, Adamawa State. It is important to note that 55 kilometers separate this location from the nearest border. So between the place where this incident occurred and the border, there are fully operational patrol stations. He said that preliminary investigation indicated that the drivers on these trucks were in possession of duly signed product distribution sheets for consignments allocated by PPMC for filling stations within that vicinity. According to him, as the vehicles were in transit, they were considered still to be within city limits and therefore can neither be accused of nor arrested for transporting goods across the border. The state in which this officer depicted himself in this video, his comportment and his speech suggests a level of incoherence associated with people of an unstable mind. Indeed, his actions led to his immediate withdrawal by the Controller Federal Operations Unit Zone D, who instructed his detention pending medical evaluation. Can you imagine? The NCS seriously frowns at any action that is inimical to the economic well-being of our nation. Our battle with smuggling has been unequivocal and unyielding. Our checkpoints are usually manned by a team of officers, all of whom are assigned specific responsibilities, he said. Can you imagine? Meanwhile, human rights lawyer Mr. Femi Falana has called on the NCS to release Owombo, and his revelation should be investigated by the government. He said last year the Comptroller General of Customs, Colonel Hamid Ali, retired, accused the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and the Directorate of Petroleum Resources of involvement in smuggling fuel out of Nigeria to neighboring countries. Furthermore, at a public hearing recently held at the National Assembly, Colonel Ali questioned the claim of the NNPC that the daily consumption rate of fuel is 68 million liters. The patriotic revelation of the Comptroller General of Customs was hailed by the entirety of the Nigerian populace. All right. Therefore, the detained officer should be released or charged before a court of competent jurisdiction if there is evidence that he has committed a criminal offense prescribed by law. The allegation made by the detained officer should not be swept under the carpet. It should be investigated by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, as it is the height of economic sabotage to budget trillions of naira for the importation of fuel and allow the same to be smuggled out of Nigeria through roads that are manned by customs and immigration officers. Wow. So this is what it is. All right. So the man that blew the whistle that he saw product being smuggled across Adamawa State towards Malabo, because they said that way leads to Malabo. So now the custom is saying they have arrested the guy, that the guy is about 55 kilometers, the point was about 55 kilometers from the border, which is within the community or within the vicinity where the product should be distributed, that it was unclear whether that product was to be smuggled out of the country. Now they have arrested him, that the guy behaved, his comportment, the way he was talking shows symptoms of people with unstable mind. So they want to subject him to medical evaluation, all right? So after the medical evaluation, then they will know what they are going to do to him. But what we are getting here is that they are planning to dismiss him because he has revealed the secret. The truth is that Nigeria knows how and who is smuggling our product, both the crude oil and the finished product that we're importing. And that is why they don't want the refinery to work. They get this product with huge subsidy that are struggling to remove now. And then some people at some point are smuggling it outside Nigeria to neighboring countries. The borders in the north central, in the northeast, and even in the northwest are so porous that anything can happen. Even when they banned all the borders in the south because of smuggling and importation of rice, in the north, we saw videos of people using Okada to bring rice from Nigeria Republic and from Chad and some other areas. So how can we say we are fighting corruption? We are preaching something different to the populace, and we are doing something different at the background. So this man now has seen something very suspicious and arrested it and did not want to keep quiet. Now he's facing punishment. Now that he's being punished for blowing the secret open. That is to tell you that big wigs are involved. There are big people involved in this business. And that is how they make their money. And that is why they cannot even put the money in the bank. They stash it in the house. And that is why they're trying to find a way to push CBN to push forward the redesigning of Naira and the deadline for submission of old currency at hand. So now Falana has gotten into the matter now and is telling the Nigerian Customs Service to please charge this guy to court or free him. Free this guy now or charge him to court of appropriate jurisdiction to handle the case. That this guy has seen something that is genuine and should not be swept under the carpet, because that is what the Customs Service is trying to do. All right. Now Nigeria is spending huge amount of money to import this petroleum, and they tell us it's at a whopping cost of subsidy. And now, at some point, too, people are smuggling this same product out of Nigeria to other countries, and they tell us that our consumption rate is high. Meanwhile, it's obvious that Nigeria is not the country, or Nigerians are not the people consuming the whopping volume that are saying that we are consuming every day in this country. I know that the northern borders are very porous, and every Nigerian knows that the northern borders are very porous. The customs, the immigrations, even the Navy that is at the creek here and the Niger Delta area, also monitoring the activities the maritime activities are also they also chop too. So all of them, when they send them to such positions, they or such locations to work, there's an opportunity to make their own money and also make the money for their bosses. So that guy should not be punished. That is one problem with whistleblowing in Nigeria. When you say the truth, they come after you. They want everybody to keep quiet so that we continue to do the wrong thing and then continue to come to the public to preach as if they are very innocent, to preach as if they are sent to tell us that they are committed to fighting corruption. Meanwhile, that is different from what they are doing on the ground. So they tell us what we want to hear as Nigerians, but they go back to do what they want to do to enrich themselves, different from what they are preaching. This is double face, right? This is double face. It's unfortunate. So that guy should be released. Owombo should be released immediately. Let him go. If they are discharging him, if they are going to, sack him from the service, that's fine. Let him go home and stay with his family. But again, even when he is sacked, he should be watched so they don't go and kill him, because he has revealed a huge secret that is now affecting the leadership and the senior people inside custom and immigration. Somebody is involved, a big shot is in that deal that they don't want to let out of control so that some people will not be disgraced. Okay, so that is what we are getting from this issue of smuggling of petroleum product from Nigeria in Adamawa State and heading towards Malabo. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment and your take on this matter. Should this custom officer be sacked? Should he be punished for blowing out the whistle? Let's hear your view.